Good evening, Rusk enjoyers. I hope you're right, 'cause it's time for the full chat analysis. Now, of course, you might have noticed no webcam and different mic. I am away at the moment, so sincere apologies, but I wanted to make sure I still recorded the full chat analysis. So sit back, relax, let's get started. Basically, the Rust store rotated 2 days ago, and we're going to go look at the skins' progress based on sales and try and figure out, are those skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back, relax, Hedge is going to start yapping. Right, so first of all, you might notice that we have the first 24 hours of sales, like normal with every video, and basically, to our surprise, Neon Small Comp Storage, well, that's the lowest selling skin so far out of all the Neon Small Storages. If we could make a little comparison to 2 weeks ago, you might remember we had the likes of the Food Storage, which after only the first 24 hours of sales, that only did about 18,000 subscribers. So we've got a pretty good idea where this potentially might end up at, potentially, maybe just short of 40,000 subscribers by Thursday. But in the end, that's still a ridiculous amount. So as much as we can sit here and say, oh, what if this happens to sell a little bit less? Maybe it might end up becoming a very nice investment in the future. By default, we do still expect, much like with all the other Neon Small boxes, around October time it's not going to be pretty. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Now, looking at all the other skins, I mean, it's been fairly tame, fairly reasonable. You can see the likes of Colander Boonie Hat. That's done 8,500 subscribers. Oh, actually, no, almost 8,600. So that's done really well. People clearly liked it. But could that potentially be a problem? If this never does get a continuation, is it going to be always liked? Are people always going to want to use it? Hey, we'll see. Then we got the likes of the Sushi sheet on the door, just about 8,000 subscribers. That's fine. I mean, if we do see more support, if we do see more doors being produced, maybe that might work out well in the future. We shall see. And then, of course, we've got the likes of Quarantine Garage Door, also fairly close to the likes of this. But will we be seeing more resubmissions of Quarantine Collection now, considering that this was accepted? And, of course, we have all the other skins doing fairly less sales. So shall we now jump in and take a look at what the skins look like after 2 days? So, as I switch over to here. Now, just to give you some confirmation, it is like 2 hours later, so essentially it's actually 50 hours. I know, I'm sorry, but just wanted to point out. And in terms of the sales, I don't think it's that much different. So shall we jump in now? Shall we go through all the skins based on total sales so far, and then of course talk about whether they're still holding up to being perfectly fine investments? Right, let's go in. So Neon Small Comp Storage, this is now sitting at just over 24,000 subscribers, and you do have to question yourself, is this what you're really in need of? Well, I guess it couldn't hurt, but yeah, a small box probably isn't what everybody needs for comps right here, right now. And I understand a lot of people are really looking forward to the likes of, well, you know, something new, something different. Something like, you know, the cards box. But very weirdly, that was submitted last weekend, and FacePunch didn't accept it. No, they picked the comp small storage that was submitted over a year ago. So I did say this during the likes of my Rust rotation. I'm under the impression cards will probably be the last one to be accepted, and everything Duck produces from here and now will be accepted until FacePunch decides, you know what, we've got enough now, we're accepting cards, and that's it. So we'll see what holds up. We'll see what gets produced over the course of this weekend. So, of course, I'm sure many of you are well aware. We want to go ahead and take a look at the workshop. So, away we go. And there we go. Oh, it's naughty, oh no. But yeah, I hope you've been keeping an eye on all the newest skins. And as of now, we do not currently see a small box being produced. It will very likely appear potentially on Monday. That's normally when they appear. So, let's just put this out of the way for now. So, regardless, it doesn't matter. So as long as we see another small box being accepted, it could be neon, I don't know, water purifier box, it doesn't matter. So as long as we get another one, the momentum is expected to stay strong, and we should still expect around 40,000 subscribers for all the boxes. But as I said, and as I mentioned in a video that was uploaded last week, in regards to the future of the neon small boxes, when we reach the next dip, which is going to be the autumn-fall seasonal dip, September, October, November, it is expected that all of them, unfortunately, will be going down in price. Will all of them go down to around a similar price? I don't think so. Some of them will stand out and perform a little bit better compared to the others. But it is expected that they will be going down pretty badly around October time. October time is expected to be where most Rust skins in general will be reaching a new low point. So if you're thinking about wanting to buy certain Rust skins, but you want to wait until they're cheaper, it's October time, which is normally the best time to jump in. So now that you're aware of that, keep that in mind. So with the likes of this, what we're going to do, well, much like how I approached the med storage with the abnormal barders earlier this week, I'm just going to stick with a barder around $1. That's what I'm going to do. I'll be satisfied with that. And yeah, we'll see how things turn out. But in the further future, will the likes of all the neon small boxes work out perfectly fine? I mean, yeah, as you can see with the likes of all the neon storages, the large boxes, again, mentioning it in the video that I uploaded earlier last week, the large boxes, when they first went through their first dip, they all suffered pretty badly as well. But as time has gone on, they have improved ever so nicely, rising up in price ever so nicely. But even they go down in price during the likes of September, October, November, the autumn fall seasonal dip. Whilst they don't go down dramatically or as bad as they did before, they do still go down in price. So these will have a bad time during the likes of that period of time, but then of course in the future we'll also have the likes of post-Christmas, and these will rebound and go back up in price again, because a lot more people will be playing. And just to give you some context, we've got a lot of people playing right now. The summer of 2024 is off to a great start. So we're already reaching almost 90,000 average player count, which the big fuss was, will we reach that again compared to what we did last year? As of now, it's looking like it's definitely happening. So right now is of course the best time to consider selling your Rust skins. So as I hop over to here and show you my YouTube, there we go. Oh no, we're not fully up to date. Refresh. Come on, Hedge, stay up to date. Here we go, there you go, yep. Consider watching this video to get a good idea of when you might want to consider selling your skins. I show some examples based on what I had in my inventory, and you'll see how I break things down, consider if I want to sell something right now, or hold on to it until at least July, aka next month, or consider holding on to it for another year. What might those skins be? Consider watching the video. And don't forget, you can always skip ahead with chapters. It's all listed there, so yeah, it's up to you. Right then, so with the likes of the Neon Small Comp Storage, I'm expecting around just short of 40,000 subscribers, because of course, it was fairly close with the 24 hours of sales of what we saw the likes of the Small Food Storage. That did just over 40,000 subscribers. At the end of the day, just being short of 40,000 subscribers is still an incredibly ridiculous amount, alright? And based on the behaviour of that we've seen with the likes of these small storages, they are having a lot of quantity being listed, a lot of people already competing with each other to try and sell these, and the prices have suffered. So a lot of people right now that are selling their skins, unfortunately, are barely making a profit, or most likely, unfortunately, now not even making a profit, making a loss. So buy order is the way to go. Let's move on to the next skin, Colander Boonie Hat. So, did we get a response from the comments from the skin creator that he's going to make a collection out of this? No. Right, well, I would really like that he did that, but no, he hasn't done that. He's a newer skin creator, maybe he'll consider doing that in the future. Here's the big question, right? Will the likes of this Boonie Hat always be beloved, always be well liked? Because it's pretty goofy, it's pretty silly, isn't it? I've shown this off in game. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the future, just, you know, for a joke, for a laugh, will wear these, roleplay or not. It's silly, alright? But what will help it out most is if we do see some more primitive skins being produced. And as of now, we can't see that right now, can we? So over to here, yeah, nothing's been shown off right now, which is unfortunate. However, just keep an eye on the workshop. And also, don't forget, if you do not have a followed authors list set up, you can always go to micro522.com. There we go, yes. And now we are going to click workshop. And then all we have to do is click date submitted, and you will see all the newest skins this week in order of appearance. So basically the most recent skin to be submitted, of course, was the Road Traveller rug. So consider looking at this website. I'm pretty sure I have it linked in the description of this video, so look down right now and you could go through this yourself. So basically on Sunday and Monday, go over to here, click date submitted once, and you'll see all the newer skins. Just hover over the titles and you can see a quick preview of those skins. So keep an eye out for what potentially could be appearing next, but I've got to get this into your heads. Boonie hats, we do have a lot of them now. Not a ton, you know, in the grand scheme of things. We only have 22. which, yeah, I mean, that's not a ridiculous amount, but, you know, just a couple of years ago, we used to have hardly any of them. Last year, we ended up with 5. So far this year, halfway through the year, we have 3, alright? Do not be surprised if there's going to be another Boonie Hat, whether it might be a Twitch drop or a skin in the Rust store. Do not be surprised if there's going to be more. And currently, right now, I'm sure many of you are well aware that a lot of them are in the positive, except Crabbo. But, please also understand, these skins are doing perfectly fine now because there's a lot of people playing. Is it going to stay like this forever? No. So, consider watching that video where I talk about when's the best time to consider selling your skins. Colander Boonie Hat is a new collection potentially, but it's come out now. If we do see a continuation being produced and accepted within the summer, yeah, sure, I would expect the likes of this to spike demand, spike in price and do very nicely. But will that happen? Alright? So, again, this is another reason why we like to wait it out. Wait until Wednesday, look at the skins, look at the sales, and then consider making a, making a purchase. Well, abnormal barders first, then make the consideration if you want to buy them afterwards. As of now, with the total sales, I get the feeling this is going to probably eclipse and sell more than Crabbo Boonie Hat. So, what was wrong with Crabbo Boonie Hat? Well, that sold for $1.49. All of these other Boonie Hats, they sold for 99 cents each. So, for some strange reason, the vast majority of them, aka the newer ones, all end up just barely over $1, except Pirate Boonie Hat. That's part of a very well established collection. Curse Boonie Hat, I guess you could say as well, with a lot of other primitive skins. But this one, and well, unfortunately this one are just barely over $1. In these cases where they sell for 99 cents, these skins are in the positive. Not that one. And unfortunately, Crabbo even had a continuation. So for a while, it did quite alright. But it did end up with about 17,600 subscribers. I'll be honest with you, I should quickly reiterate, I kind of don't think this will actually be eclipsing this. I got them numbers mixed up. I don't think we'll be doing over 17,600 subscribers, but the likes of the Colander Boonie Hat, I do still expect it to reach up to at least maybe around 15,000. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's going to slow down. Could it still match up to the Crabbo? Okay, you know what? No, I do think it will match up to Crabbo. But Crabbo, as I said, even after it got those continuations, the skin creator did still try to get more skins accepted. He did submit more, but they weren't accepted. And now look at the state of that. So if you're looking at Colander and thinking, but Hedge, it's goofy, it's silly. Well, I mean, if it's all by itself, that's going to be questionable. Now, as time goes on, and, slowly the quantity of these do disappear, will that sell for a profit? I'm sure it will. But that might take a year or two. And I'm not sure all of you are going to be like, what's the word to say? Patient? Yeah. So maybe we'll just stick with doing a lower price buy order, pick a bunch of these up and, hold on to them and try and flip them around the post-Christmas time. So, hey, again, if you like it, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, keep them motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. But, yeah, this is starting to look a little bit worrisome. So, yeah, let's leave that for now. Let's move on to the next skin. Sushi Sheet Metal Door. Right, so, we already know that this has another skin that's been submitted, aka FaZe last week, or rather, last weekend, submitted the Karaoke Sheet Metal Double Door. If that gets accepted, yeah, we've got a collection in front of us, or at least a collection that consists of more than just 2 skins. So, what else could he do? I don't know, because he's done like Japanese themed storefronts. Now, karaoke, sure, that's fine, but what else? What else could he do? Have you given him any suggestions? So if we quickly go to the workshop and read the comments, let's get a good look at this. So, let's see here. I was thinking about, well, he's already done that. Oh, wow, these comments were from, like, about almost 2 weeks ago. That's a bit awkward. Right, well, I guess he'll probably wait and see if the double door gets accepted, and if that's the case, then we'll see more. So, I'm not saying that I don't expect another skin to be produced, but as of now, I haven't seen anything. So, this is where we had to bring up sheet metal doors. I mean, I'm sure many of you are fully well aware by now, but how many of them are in the positive right now? All the skins that came out so far this year? The answer is, well, Junkernaught still is. That's nice to see, but that only recently became marketable. Look at it again in about a week's time, and, well, things will probably look very different. So, looking at over here, yeah, it ain't a pretty sight, is it? So, if we do see a continuation, could things improve for this? Yeah, it very likely will. But is this going to do a good job retaining its value? I don't think so. Sheet metal doors, there's far too many of them that exist. We will see even more being accepted in the future. There will be Twitch drops of sheet metal doors as well. So please understand this. Much like AK-47s, we are pretty much oversaturated with options. Far too many things to compare to, and, well, do not be surprised if this goes to around or slightly less than $2 at some point in the future. But if we do see continuations, of course, yeah, we would expect nice things. So where might this end up at in terms of total sales? I'm expecting probably around 16 to 17,000 subscribers. Now, if we're going to, approach that, because of course that's abnormal, do I feel confident that I'll be able to pick these up in the future for a cheaper price? Yes. However, just to remind all of you, I looked at the likes of the garage door, and I thought, oh, God, I know there's going to be plenty more garage doors accepted in the future. I don't have a lot of faith in this. I did $1 to $1.50. Evidently, well, it wasn't exactly the best idea, was it? However, as of now, whilst it's currently sitting here at $4.80, of course, it had a reaction because we had the other skin accepted. So new deplorable skin leads to pre-existing deplorable skins having a spike in demand, spike in price. I don't believe this is always going to stay above $4. I do believe eventually it will go down. Yes, it has a lot more support now, but even then, I don't think that will manage to hold. I don't believe that will not be going down to at least around $3 at some point in the future. But I did bid too low. So I just want to quickly point out to you, I acknowledge that I got that wrong. So maybe the sheep in the door might not perform so badly. Again, that'll be a discussion for Wednesday night. So of course, we'll have to leave it for now. But I can see there being some more momentum with the likes of more skins being accepted. I just don't know if we're definitely going to get another sheet metal double door accepted. And I don't know if FaZe is going to definitely produce even more skins from here and now, or he might just wait and see if the double door gets accepted. So, unfortunately, we've got to wait, and that's not fun, isn't it? So, that's also an abnormal skin. We'll have to wait until Wednesday. Let's leave it for now. Let's move on to the quarantine garage door. So, as we hop over to here, quickly check the comments. Has anyone... No one asked. Damn it. Right, well, if no one asks a question to see if there'll be more skins being produced, how are we going to know? Right then, so, another garage door. Part of the quarantine collection, blah, 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 you get the idea. So, with that being accepted, that didn't even change that much. That sheet in the door right there did not even change that much. So, that's a little bit awkward. So, looking at the likes of this garage door all by itself so far, just under 11,000 subscribers. You end up probably 16,000 subscribers by Thursday, I reckon. Will this hold? I doubt it. Will there be more garage doors accepted later this year? Of course there will. Come on now. You know that for a fact. Oh wow, Watcher of Doom's also gone below its store price now, down negative 27%. That's unfortunate. But just a week ago, that was happily in the positive, wasn't it? This, unfortunately, is how things tend to be. So, the point I'm trying to get across is we will be seeing even more garage doors being accepted. Anyone who liked this very likely might just dump that and get the new thing. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You're an anomaly. So out of all the garage doors accepted so far this year, except that one, just because that one's special, there is a lot more of these in the negative compared to ones in the positive. And of course we do have Twitch drops as well. This, unfortunately, will only likely get worse as time goes on throughout the rest of this year. So during the summer, these skins that are in the positive, will they stay like that? Chances are yes. But once we reach around September, do not be surprised if they go down pretty badly. Last year, during the likes of the autumn fall seasonal dip, there was a point where every single one of these garage doors from last year were in the negative. Yeah, that sucked, and it's very likely going to happen all over again. Therefore, with the likes of that quarantine garage door, I'm probably just going to stick with doing a buy order. I will not be surprised in the slightest if it goes below its store price. How low will it go? Well, that'll be a question that we'll be discussing on Wednesday. So, as of now, by all means, if you want to buy it, support that skin creator, keep them nice and motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creator designs in the future. But I'm wondering, will we be seeing any new quarantine skins being submitted from CirQ? Time will tell, so we've got to leave it for now. MK Ultra Thompson. So, I did make a bit of a note sitting here saying how a lot of the white and black Thompsons tend to perform a little bit better, but now we've got the likes of this very colourful MK Ultra Thompson. Will that potentially do a very nice job in retaining its value from here and now? And will we see the likes of MK Ultra getting, a bit of love? Will we see a lot more people appreciating it? Well, as of now, we've got to point this out. The AK-47's doing a spectacular job. Yes, it's down in the negative, but the vast majority of AK-47s do usually go down by about a half. The MP5's still doing a very good job retaining most of its value, and more, of course. So the Thompson. As you might have seen, all of the Thompsons so far this year are in the negative. Will this potentially do, a point where it only goes down by about 10%? Will this potentially go up in price if we see a lot more MK Ultra skins being accepted? I'm probably thinking it's going to probably end up more like this, just down by about 10% for a while. So thinking about this, whilst it's selling currently, we've got 8,000 subscribers at the moment, this very likely will be ending up with maybe about 13,000 subs, maybe a little bit more by Thursday. We have received quite a lot of Thompsons so far this year. Do not be surprised if we see even more. But with the current progress and the expected outcome, it's not a ridiculous amount. And we have been doing a very good job seeing these being accepted. Hedge very likely will keep producing them until, it eventually stops. So I do expect more. I just don't fully know if that Thompson in particular is going to be beloved. So I've looked at in-game, stands out very nicely, very brightly coloured at night time with the nightlight. You do see this perfectly fine. So, I'm still unsure. But that is not abnormal as well. That's a problem. So the expected outcome of probably doing about 12 to 13,000 subs by Thursday. I think I will just probably stick with doing a barter. I don't think I'll be making a purchase, but we'll see what we'll see what the result looks like by Thursday, Wednesday at least. So yeah, sorry if that was a bit rambly, but Thompson's, whilst they used to be very nice investments in the past, evidently not so much this year. Ever since we had the changes with the aim cone, it's been awkward. Yes, we do see a Thompson here and there doing very, very nicely. Like Berserker Thompson that came out the very, very last point of last year. Initially, that went all the way down to about $1.80 at one point. Now it's essentially doubled in price. It's not super colourful and super crazy, is it? But it still went up in price ever so nicely after dipping very hard. So maybe something like that could happen to this. So yeah, you do have a very nice example there where something crashed pretty hard initially, but then recovered and then did better. So keep it in mind. Let's leave that for now. Let's move on to the likes of Neanderthal Hide Clothing. I have spoken to the skin creator. He has confirmed that he does intend to produce even more skins. We will be seeing a potential primitive collection. As of now, we already have a collection, so we can see the likes of the AK, the Sleeping Stone, the Neanderthal Furnace. These have hardly changed. These did not budge that much. Wow. Well, anyway, if we do see more primitive skins being produced and accepted, yes, by all means, these hide clothing will be improving and, of course, rising up in price. Spike demand, spike in price, ever so nice. But where will these probably end up with their total sales? I'm thinking it's going to probably do around 12,000 subscribers. That's not too bad, I guess. Now, if we do see the continuations, of course I look forward to it. Of course I feel happy. But I can't guarantee you that we're definitely going to see those continuations. I have seen numerous primitive collections trying to be made this year. So Crabbo was one of them. We also had the likes of Skull Force. They had a few acceptances and then done. Facepunch didn't want to accept anymore. And that, of course, led to problems, because if you were to go ahead and take a look at the Skull Force skins right now, or more specifically the bandana and the poncho, here we are. How are they holding up? No, bad. But the skin creator, he kept putting out burlap clothing, leather gloves, boots. He was putting an effort in. None of them were accepted. So, whilst it's very nice to see more primitive skins being accepted for likes of this week, the chances of seeing an actual collection being, continued, questionable, very questionable. But Zinc does put out some very nice skins. I'm sure the sales are doing, probably pleasing Facepunch more than enough. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there definitely want to dress up and act like a caveman in Rust. So, I have some optimism for it. It's just a matter of, will it definitely happen? Will we see the collection continuations appearing this weekend? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if that happens. A poncho and a bandana potentially. I had the suggestion of hide halterneck and a skirt, because of course you got the man caveman. Where's the cave woman? So yeah, we'll see. I think people would appreciate it. It's some goofy, fancy dress. We'll see, you know, in the future. Fancy dresses and, dressing up like for Halloween and whatnot. But anyway, 12,000 subs. It should be alright. We'll look at it Wednesday. Maybe we will, offer lower prices just in case. But I think it could still work out alright. It's just how will it fare during the likes of the upcoming dip? September time, October time, November time? We'll see. Cel AR. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of faith in the likes of this. The other skins that were accepted earlier this year, the Tier 2 armour, yeah, they're not exactly holding up very well, are they? I'm sorry, but you can see that. And then we look at all the AK-47s that have come out so far this year, and same thing. So basically, I'm just relaying what I said with the likes of the Rust rotation. A lot of the more pricier AK-47s that came out this year in Rusters, they are not doing very good. It is unfortunate, but yeah. Only the Thunder Gold right now is in the positive. Thunder Gold sold for $3.49. That's okay. But then we look at the likes of the El Diablo. That's barely over $1 after it sold for $3.49. The Mythical Dragon AR. That's now sitting there at $1.26 after sitting at $3.49. So, yeah, unfortunately, it don't look pretty for it. And chances are, will there be another AK-47 being accepted next week? I wouldn't doubt it. I would not be surprised. There will very likely be another AK being accepted week after week after week after week. It's one of the items with the most skins in the game. Far too many things to compare to leads to prices struggling with the more expensive ones. So, in general, most AKs do usually go down to around $1. But, of course, this is a much higher price skin. However, with the likes of El Diablo, that didn't matter. Still went down to around $1. So, I think I'll probably put a hold into it. But there's one thing we didn't really make that much of a fuss about. It's green. It's green. Now, I've seen the likes of Ruins AR, Fish AK. I mean, do you reckon this might do alright purely due to the fact that it's green? I know it sounds silly, but go look up all the green AK-47s that you can think of. Use scmm.app if you must, the inventory section. And, well, a lot of the green AKs do tend to do a pretty good job retaining their value. Is that something that might help out with this? Well, we'll probably have to consider that on Wednesday, alright? So, I do still believe this will be going below its Rust price. There's no stopping that. So, had to leave it at that point, didn't I? So, total sales by Thursday, probably doing about 10,000-11,000 subs. Yeah, give or take. That's going to very likely be the answer. I do not expect it to retain its value. So we'll talk more about this on Wednesday night. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, by all means, if you like it, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, keep them nice motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. Right, let's move on. So Ronin SAP was a skin I was interested in, based on the fact that so many semi-automatic pistol skins, or SAP skins, are doing ever so nicely at the moment. Yep, all the skins that came out earlier this year doing very nicely, but of course that's a blackout SAP. That's a cooler pink SAP. And chameleon weapon skins, they've been doing ever so nicely as of recent, so yeah, that's nice. If we look at the likes of last year's skins, we have these individual, not so pretty looking designs, yet, you know, they're only down by 16% and 9% and 1%. I mean, that's not too bad. SAP Nana, you're only down by 10%. Okay, that's cool. So, you know, at the end of the day, a smart buy order could easily lead to a potentially very nice profit. As I scroll down a little bit more, all the skins that came out in 2022, except you, Waves of Dawn, well, they're all in the positive. So, in the future, will we see this probably happening all over again? I mean, so as long as we don't get any weird changes like the SAP itself, I'm fine. I think I might be doing a pretty good barter in this. I'll happily pick a bunch of these up. Because earlier this year, I did it for the likes of the Chameleon SAP, and I've made some lovely little flips. Bought a whole bunch of these at around, what was it, $1.30, $1.50? Yeah, I've been flipping them, I've been selling them, I've been walking away with comfortable, tasty profit. So yeah, cool. And I'm sure many of us still own the likes of our Blackout SAPs. I'm still holding on to mine. I very likely might just hold on to my Blackout SAP for maybe another year, because a lot of those Blackout weapon skins really did flourish after at least a year. So we'll see. But more specifically, Ronin SAP, are you likely going to end up like these? I'm leaning towards I wouldn't be surprised. We haven't really received that many SAP skins so far this year, although, you know, still only halfway through the year, you never know. But SAPs, in general, not too ridiculous in terms of tons of skins being accepted. I think it'll still work out alright once we reach the likes of another post-Christmas, another summer next year, but do be aware that very likely will be going down in price. A lot of those SAPs that we just saw, during the likes of the recent dip that we had for Easter, they of course went down pretty hard. So just understand, everything can lead to a very nice profit. if you offer a nice, decent buy order. All right, so I know, but that's essentially what I did with the Chameleon set, and as I said, I've already walked away with a lovely little bit of profit. So, how many will that sell by Thursday? I'm expecting 10 to 11,000 for this as well. So let's move on. We have the likes of the Junkernaught SAR. Now, I don't really expect much with the likes of this. This is very likely going to end up being a 60 cent to 80 cent buy order, whilst we can see it quite nicely at night time. I mean, there's plenty of other SARs that do that as well. So, okay, what about, the fact that this is part of a notable collection? I mean, well, notable, would you say that? It's had quite a lot of acceptances this year, but, well, that MP5's now starting to do better. Is that a buyout, though? Let me just quickly go double check this, because that seems a little bit suspicious. So, right now, there's only 15 of these in the Steam market, $2 there. And, oh, hold on, what's that? A massive... So the blue lines indicate total sales, or rather total sales for that day. All right, and if that's 8 that day, what the hell is this? Like it's so much that you can't see it. I get the feeling that potentially could be the beginning of a pump. So hey, you've been informed. If you happen to own any of these, well, you know what to do now. Potentially hold on to it and see what happens in the future. But yeah, all of these, they did not sell that much, and evidently they ended up going down in price pretty hard. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. But now this is getting pumped, so that's a bit of an anomaly. But let me sit here and say, I do not expect much for this. I expect they'll probably do maybe 7,000 to 8,000 subscribers, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down pretty hard, much like these two. So yeah, 60 cent to 80 cent buy order. It's unfortunate, but what else can you say? What I can say, though, is that the skin creator does intend to continue this collection, but it looks like he might be steering towards more deplorables. The next expected skin is going to be a garage door. So we'll see how that turns out, and we'll see what potentially happens with the likes of that sheet metal door, because just this past Thursday, this was it was listed at a very ridiculous price. I had people asking me, "Oh, is it expensive? Oh, it's on the Steam market at $100." I was like, "Well, it might be listed, but if there's actual people, if there's no one actually buying the skin, then it's not worth the price." And as you can see, as time went on, more and more people listed these, and the price gradually has gone down. Will it eventually go down to less than $2? I mean, probably. Actually, what price do you sell for? Oh, $3. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, well, there you go. It's basically got to the point which we were expecting. And also, please understand, with every new day, more people are able to sell theirs, there very likely will be even more quantity appearing, and the price will eventually probably go down. But with a garage door appearing on the horizon, I do expect that to have a nice boost in spike in price. I do not expect more deplorables to help out the likes of these weapons. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, it's very likely to end up being a 60 cent to 80 cent buy order. And then we have the Ditto Python. Now, the previous Ditto skin that we had accepted was the MP5. There was a bit of a weird buyout with these as well. Seemingly it has also gone down in price. So let's just quickly show this off to you. Come on now, don't start playing games with me. Come on. Come on. Thank you very much. There you go. By the way, throughout all this video, have you heard my mouse clicking? Have you heard the dog barking in the background? I'm so sorry. Right, so... where was that weird... here you go. So someone went randomly bought out 34 of these just yesterday. Why? I don't know. But something's going on there, alright? Anyway, so, with the likes of this appearing, did this have a spike in demand and a spike in price? Well, not really. It's still back down to here. And that random buyout doesn't really come across as normal. So, the Ditto Python all by itself. If we were to see another skin accepted in the future, would that probably spike in demand, spike in price? Well, I'm not really expecting it. I'm just expecting by default, weapon-only collection. Very likely this will just go down in price. Now, of course, before this we had the L96 and the LR300. They weren't accepted, which is a bit odd, but it is what it is. Will there be another Ditto skin being produced? Of course there will. I'm pretty sure Kavahu will keep this up until it eventually stops. But Pythons, as of recent, how you been? Well, we haven't really even seen that many being accepted. And now even the Chameleon Python's now in the negative. Again, only by 2%, but look at all the Python skins from last year. Look at all the Python skins from the year before that. Yeah, the vast majority, not looking pretty. So, I think that's just going to end up being a 60 cent to 80 cent buy order. I'm not laughing about it. I'm not joking about it. It just looks like that's going to be the case. Now, total sales, where you're going to likely end up at? Probably 7,000, 8,000, much like the Junkernaught SAR. So, yeah, that's it. Not too much to talk about, which is fine, because, of course, with this stupid microphone, you probably got the point across. So, should we talk about things that are on the horizon? Yes, we need to talk about this. There's some interesting things that have been mentioned. So, of course, with the likes of this previous Rust Rotation Thursday, I did make a big fuss saying, keep an eye on the commits, keep an eye out and see what all the new content will likely be in the future of the July 4th swipe, because there's a lot of stuff that we're hoping to see for the June 4th swipe that didn't make it in. But the likes of bikes now, as I hop over to here, go to my Twitter, here we go. I've been looking at the likes of what Mr. Protox has shown off, and essentially 4 bikes are now on staging, I believe, and if you go look at Protox's Twitter itself, you will see that he's probably got a whole bunch of content going on about it. Yep, there you go. So thank you very much to Mr. Protox on Twitter, Protox0. He also has a YouTube, which you should also consider taking a look at. We've got all of that there, and of course there will be videos showcasing it as well. So here is Protox, yeah, Protoxic. That's Protoxic. Okay, Protox is his name, but you know the YouTube names. It's weird. You know what it is. Okay, cool. So let's hop out of here. With the likes of the new content, I'm sure many people are looking forward to it. Now, there's also the chances of this likely having bikes just being spawned all over the place, so that's going to be even more funny. Anyway, go back over to here. Don't stop. Keep an eye on all the stuff that gets mentioned. There very likely will be even more things. As we also mentioned, there very likely will be some new DLCs coming out. We have seen a mention of a brand new tool cupboard. We've seen a mention of a brand new potential hazmat DLC. So that, you know, by DLC I mean, like, you know, probably come with some tools and whatnot. Maybe a special looking AK again. You remember the Abyss collection, the Abyss DLC and the Lumberjack DLC? Something very similar to that again, basically. Redtown Redux very likely will be also finished by then. So again, another thing to look forward to. That's cool. But there's one more thing, and you probably saw it. Here we go. What's this talking about? So, it looks like we might be having another FancyOrb update. But, let me just mute this just in case I say, there you go, look at that. Yeah, so when you play it, when you pause it, it plays the music, so I had to stop. What's that right there? A special looking FancyOrb rock? Well, I can confirm to you that is a Twitch drop submission. We've seen it on the workshop. That probably indicates something's happening in the near future. Oh, what might that be? Well, I mean, it's probably not too hard to comprehend, especially considering that we got the Benham event currently taking place, and we just had the Rust Kingdoms event take place. Maybe, just maybe, something might be appearing in the future, and we might be getting some more Twitch drops. Oh, what do you reckon? Well, let's wait and see, okay? So, something to look forward to, I'm sure. Keep an eye out for the likes of that. Alright then, so that's nice to be aware of. And, yeah, so, I keep forgetting where I am, sorry. Okay, so the player count's still looking very strong. I am expecting Rust skin prices to, you know, retain, potentially do even better. So once again, if you want to get a good idea of maybe if you want to sell or not right now, consider giving this video a watch. I do go quite in depth. It's 30 minutes. I do apologise. Like I said, you could just skip ahead to things that sound interesting to you, but give it a complete watch and you'll get a very good idea of how things are likely going to work out. The autumn fall seasonal dip is very annoying, but it's also a perfect opportunity to jump in and buy into those skins and sell them for a lovely bit of profit in the future, because it's usually around October time where the vast majority of Rust skins will be reaching a brand new low point, as in very low price, and that'll be the perfect time to jump in, buy them for cheap and wait until post-Christmas, January 2025, sell them then. You've made some sweet delicious profit. Sounds good? Awesome. Thank you very much for watching me today. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.